I took this from Legion of Men, and with all these channels talking about black fatigue nonstop, everybody's grifting at this point. Predictably, there's a lot of Africans that are jumping on the bandwagon, and all they're doing, Africans and some Caribbeans, all they're doing is showing the ghetto black people, and they're trying to make it out to be like it's all black Americans. Everybody has black fatigue, right? But it's funny how these white people, right? I took this from Legion of Men, right? This comes from Eva Vlardingerbroek. I probably said it wrong. Forgive me, Eva. It happened again. A 17-year-old Dutch girl was gruesomely whilst biking back home from a party in Amsterdam last Tuesday. She called the police saying she was being followed, but it was already too late. The dispatchers heard her scream while she was repeatedly in the wrists and neck. And yes, you guessed it correctly. A 22-year-old asylum seeker has been arrested. Turns out it's the same guy who was already wanted for two other crimes, including a brutal assault of another young girl just days earlier in the same area. I know you understand why I'm not saying this word, right? YouTube doesn't like these words. To summarize that for you, he committed a crime on August 10th, 15th, and 20th, ultimately taking Lisa on the 20th. In the meantime, he was living in an asylum center paid for by the Dutch taxpayers. This cannot go without consequences. We need to demand remigration now. So now, according to the swirlers, all white men are protectors and providers. And I asked this white man on my job, because we have these conversations all the time. I asked him, I said, is Europe for the white man? He goes, yes. I said, is Africa for the black man, the black African? He goes, yes. And I said, could you tell me why these white Europeans are allowing all these migrants from all these different non white countries to flood their nations and allow them to take their women? And he looked at me right in my face and he said, I don't have an answer for that. This is exactly what he told me. What is wrong with the European white man? Why is the European white man is seemingly all over America in favor of open borders? I'm not saying they all are like that, but your leaders are like this. They're in favor for open borders, gun control. They don't have the right to defend themselves, allowing Sharia law in different countries in Europe. Why is the European white man failing his woman? Why is he doing this? And I said, if I was a white European man and some immigrant did that to one of my white women, I would have him executed right on the spot. This is how you solve these problems, right? But why are they failing their people? Why are they failing their women? Do they value the European beautiful white woman? Do they value her? Or do they not want to be on the planet anymore? Seriously, because I don't know what's going on with these people. I really don't. Not that I care. I'm only talking about this because these people are running their mouths 24 hours a day like black people is the white man's biggest problem. No, your docility is your biggest problem. Your desire to no longer be on the planet appears to be the biggest problem for you right now. Your drug abuse is the biggest problem. That's all I wanted to know. I wanted to know what's going on with the white European man. Why aren't they protecting their women? Why are they allowing? I saw a video. These non-white migrants in London were literally terrorizing London white women, terrorizing them, swinging knives at them, punching them in the face. Why are y'all allowing this to happen? Why aren't you purging these people out of your nations? Why are you allowing Sharia law in some of your The only country that I saw that has any balls is the Polish nation. The president said right on YouTube, "We will shoot to kill these people if they try to invade our country." He said that. They do not play. All these other Europeans, we're going to allow mosques all over the place. We're going to allow them to have their own police. You know, if they do something against our citizens, they may not go to jail. I mean, what the fuck is going on? I don't know what's going on. That's all I got.